No country exists without law and policies, making those who, how, and where the two are made equally important. His Royal Prince Philip Duke laid the foundation of Kenya Parliament in December 1963, and with the completion of its construction, the first President of the Republic of Kenya, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, officially opened Parliament Chambers on November 1965. During the 8th Parliament, Kipruto Arap Kirwa refurbishment report of the chambers was adopted.
This project was first mooted during the tenure of the 8th Parliament, and honestly it ought to have happened in the year 2003, but it didn't happen. It didn't even begin. But this man was so resolute and literally took on Parliament. When questions were asked like, why didn't we just build a new chamber? Why do we want to spend £1 billion shillings to renovate the chamber? But we did answer. We responded. We told them that relocation is not an easy thing, as some people would want to think. And it is not just about the debating chamber. If you want to relocate Parliament, then you have to think about Parliament in its entirety. And you wouldn't just have been talking about 1 billion shillings, you would have been talking about 30 billion shillings at minimum to relocate Parliament.
It was not until April 2010 that the renovation started with 4 main objectives: increasing the seating capacity from 180 to 400, install an internal decor embracing the natural heritage, a friendly and safe working environment, installation of live broadcasting technology, as well as electronic voting devices at a cost of 950 million shillings.
This was largely a Kenyan effort. All the people that have been involved in this project, the technical workers, all of them have been Kenyan. And more impressive, the role of our prison services. These magnificent seats were actually manufactured by our own prisons services. A feat that was not even imagined at some point.
At the prison headquarters, we come across the man behind Parliament's new chamber chairs. The just retired Francis Makathimo worked for the prisons department for close to 3 decades.
When I joined, we used to wear kaptura, these short trousers. We are the first cadet officers to wear long trousers. That is back in 1984. And I was the cadet leader. We are 23 of us, and I was one of the best. And I was the only technical officer who was employed by then as a cadet officer.
He scaled up the ladder to the position of the Deputy Commissioner of Prisons. With a firm foundation of teaching technical skills in building and construction, he served as a director of the Enterprise Department for 18 years. It was due to his expertise in technical drawing that he was approached to do the design of the chairs.
We are given the measurements. We are told this height should be like this, the height of the chair, the wind, everything we are given. But the construction, we are not given anything to do with the construction, even the materials we are using. But I said we are going to do them. But I told them what we are supposed to do first is to do a sample using locally available materials. And that's exactly what we did.
But this was not without the help of the inmates at Committee Maximum Prison.
Jina naitwa Joseph Mochoki M, na mimi ni mfungwa niliyopewa msamaha kutoka Condemn, ni amnesty ya rais wetu Mwai Kibaki.
Na nilipotoka huko sikuwa najua kitu. Isipokuwa wakati niliporudi upande huu, nilikuja nikajiunga na idara ya metro section. Na nimejifunza mengi mpaka sasa niko na grade 1.
Here, the seat had to go through close to 15 departments. Starting at the welding department, the chair stands, seat, backrest and headrest were done to the required standards. Passing on the chair from the painting section, panel fitting department then hand it over to the leather section. Then, printing of the coat of arms and stitching up the leather pieces into one.
And I give them 30 years guarantee because I know the materials I've used. One, we have used very strong metal. That is a square tube of 33 millimeters, gauge 14. We have used leather, full grain upper. We are not just using the other type of leathers. We have used full grain, which is very expensive. We have used the materials inside, like foam rubbers. We have used the rubbers that cannot catch fire very easily. That is fire redundant. We have used so many materials. The spring, the spring we have used, it will go for 500,000 cycles. That is the spiral spring. It will go for 500,000 cycles before it breaks.
As the chair takes its form, final touches become more crucial. The last technician hands over the chair for quality control checks with a price tag of 200,000 shillings.
So we have done 350 seats for the debate chamber in Parliament, and those seats are already fixed in Parliament. Everything is done. We handed over.
But the prisons department is not without challenges of equipment in order to produce their wide range of products.
So mainly we are using manual. We are using hands. And by so doing again, it is a blessing in disguise. Because when these people go out, maybe they will not have those equipment to use. You see, with us, we are not there for business. We are there to train these people. But whatever they produce, after training, that's what we sell, so that we can get something else to buy more items or equipment for them. And already we have done a concept paper. We require about 2.5 billion shillings.
After joining the prison's revolving fund enterprise back in 1987, Makathimo saw it rise from 40 million to the current 140 million kitty. This helps in training the inmates as well as buying required materials and resources.
The surpluses that we got after paying tax of 10 million, you see, like these seats, we charge only 77 million. We are tax, we are supposed to pay KRA about 10 million. And the surpluses that we are going to get, all that surpluses will buy equipment. And to begin with, we bought some tailoring machines so that we can be able to stitch the leather. So I'm requesting citizens to buy prison items so that they can be able to get more money to buy equipment for better training and also to pay for their training test. When they leave, at least they have something to be proud of.
Francis uses his skills everywhere he goes and evidently even repairs his own chairs.
African countries import these seats from other countries. But now we have challenged them and we have done it, and I know ours will last for many years. The guarantees we have entered is 30 years. Any major repairs, nobody else is allowed to do them apart from us as Kenya prisons. That's why we have developed these specs so that in case of any breakage, we know exactly what is supposed to be repaired.
The former Deputy Commissioner of Prisons left office to contest for the newly created Bori constituency. Youth and technical expertise is what is driving his political ambitions.
Let youth go back to technical schools, and I'll continue saying that because I know without going to technical school, most of them, like those who are sleeping at home now, if you go at home there, you find so many youth after O level, anaambia mama, mimi nilimaliza shule. Kisikia maneno ya technical, iye na wajinga. Hakuna wajinga kwa technical. If anything, these people are scientists. Because we have everything that it takes. There's that international office I've mentioned, there's Lamu Port, there's Isiolo, there's South Sudan, there's Ethiopia. And our youth will be engaged in doing business in those towns. We want to export labor.
If he beats his contestants, he will become the first Buri MP. Also, one among the many who will enjoy the new refurbished chambers.
Coming through a very long journey that has been fairly tedious, but we finally got here. As the English would say, the end justifies the means. So it does not matter how we got here. What is important is that we are here.
Even with the chambers fully finished and handed over to the Parliamentary Service Commission in May, all that remains is for the current 224 members of the 10th Parliament to occupy it, but that is until the President officially opens it sometime soon this month. However, come after the general elections, the 11th Parliament, consisting of 350 MPs, will occupy the new chambers. Henry Minor, GBS.